They had tried for 17 years, 17 slow, prayer soaked, tear soaked years. Doctor visits, long nights of herbal concussions, fasting, vows to God, and quiet resentment disguised as patience. Chief Obinna and his wife Amaka were a well respected couple in Omolu, a growing town tucked between modernity and tradition. But even wealth and social standing couldn't quiet the whispers that rose like smoke behind their backs. Rich, but no child. Everything, yet nothing. Then came the miracle. In the 18th year of their marriage, Amaka conceived. The news spread like wildfire across town. Church bells rang longer that day. Women danced to the rhythm of talking drums. The chief hosted a Thanksgiving ceremony that lasted 3 days and 3 nights. There were cows, rams, heaps of rice, kegs of wine, of palm wine. Joy poured like a river through their compound. The child was named Chikamso, meaning I am following God's will. But in time, everyone just called him Chika. He was born with a head full of black curls, skin the color of roasted palm kernels, and eyes that burned with a boldness far beyond the days. To his parents, he wasn't just a child, he was an answered prayer, a living trophy of perseverance. So they gave him everything, and that was the beginning of everything wrong. By the time Chika could speak, he had already learned that crying got him what he wanted, whether it was a toy imported from England or his mother's gold bracelet. By age 5, he had maids who bathed him, massaged his tiny feet with cocoa butter, and laid out his clothes like he was a crown prince. His mother beamed with pride. Let him enjoy Biko. Do you know how long I waited for him? Chief Obinna would smile and pat his son's head, ignoring the broken toys, the spilled orange juice on the new Persian carpets, and the constant streams of maids leaving the compound in quiet frustration. They never lasted long. Chika was clever, dangerously so. He lied easily, smiled sweetly, and knew how to twist situations in his favor. He once accused a maid of stealing his Game Boy, only for it to be found under his bed a week later. By then, the poor girl had already been fired and shamed. His mother didn't ask questions. She simply shook her head and said, these girls are not trustworthy. And Chika grew, but not just in age, he grew in arrogance. At 13, he once kicked a bucket of water a maid carried on her head, just to see if she could balance it. She didn't. She fell hard, the water soaking her clothes and the gravel scraping her knees. Chika laughed. The house help cried. His mother rushed out. What happened? She poured water on me, mommy. She did it on purpose. And that was that. Another maid gone. No punishment, no lecture, just another warning to the still word. Hire better girls next time. The years passed and Chika became more entitled. His parents, blind in their love, mistook his arrogance for confidence. He spoke rudely to others. He demanded respect without offering it. To him, every servant was beneath him. Every girl in town was a conquest waiting to be claimed. And his mother still said he is just a boy. He will grow out of it. He didn't. By 25, Chika had become everything a rich man's spoiled son could be: handsome, well dressed, and utterly unbearable. His wealth walked ahead of him, entering rooms before he did. He drove a white Mercedes that roared like thunder on the old village roads, and his perfume lingered long after he left. That rainy Tuesday, he was speeding through the market road when he saw her. A girl in a blue wrapper, struggling with a torn umbrella, walking fast in the pouring rain. He didn't slow down. The water from the pothole leapt high into the air and drenched her from head to toe. He laughed, not out of cruelty, at least not in his mind, but out of habit. She was just another village girl, a nobody. He didn't even glance back, but fate has a strange sense of humor. 3 days later, Chike found himself cornered by two scruffy young men near the abandoned road of the village. His wallet, his rich watch, even his phone, they wanted it all. His voice, used to shouting commands, failed him. Then came the voice. Hey! One of the robbers turned, only to be smacked in the head with a long stick. The second fled before he could be hit. Chike blinked through the chaos, drenching in fear and rain. It was her, the same girl. No umbrella this time, no wrapper. She wore a simple blouse and jeans, barefoot, eyes blazing. You should be more careful, she said sharply, dropping the stick. You think you can walk around looking like money and not get attention? He opened his mouth, but no words came. That was the first time he realized she wasn't just different, she was dangerously in a way he couldn't define. And that terrified him and also intrigued him. Chika couldn't stop thinking about her. He didn't even know her name, yet her face replayed in his mind like a haunting melody. Not because she was the most beautiful woman he had seen. He had dated models, influencers, politicians' daughters. No, she was something else. Unimpressed, unbothered, untouchable. The girl who had shouted at him like she wasn't scared. The girl who had looked him straight in the eye and said, "You should be more careful," like he was some helpless boy from the city. He sent his driver back to the area near the station, pretending to check on his car tire, but secretly hoping to see her again. For 3 days, nothing. Then on the fourth, he saw her outside Mama Uju's grocery store. This time, she wore a simple Akara dress and her hair in neat cornrows. She was talking to an elderly woman and holding two small bags. Chike stepped out of his car slowly, smoothing his designer shirt. "Hey," he said with a smile. She turned. Recognition flashed in her eyes, but not the kind he was used to. No surprise, no admiration, just irritation. "You," she said flatly. "You remember me? You drenched me in dirty water and laughed. Not exactly easy to forget." He cleared his throat. "About that, I was going to say I am. No need," she turned to leave. "Wait, wait," he said, walking beside her. "At least let me know your name." She didn't stop walking. "Why?" "So you can feel better about splashing a stranger and driving off in your air conditioned ego." That hit him like a slap. His jaw tightened. "I just wanted to apologize." "No, you didn't," she cut in. "You are used to girls falling for your charm. I get it, but I am not one of them." And with that, she disappeared around the corner. Chika returned home agitated. No girl had ever spoken to him like that, ever. When he got back, he found his mother in the parlor folding his clothes. "Who does that?" he muttered aloud. "Who does what?" his mother asked sweetly. "This village girl, I tried to talk to her. She spoke to me like I was nobody." His mother tsked. "Maybe she doesn't know who you are." "No, she knows. That's the problem." Mama dropped the shirt and walked over to him. "Don't bother yourself. Girls like that are just bitter. If she wanted, she would have smiled. Should I talk to her for you?" Chika frowned. "No, Mom. That's not what I meant. But it was, wasn't it? All his life, she had shielded him from consequence, from growth, from reality. And now, for the first time, he was being spoken to like a man, not a prince. And he didn't know how to take it. That night, lying in bed, the memories began to creep in. The maid he lied on for stealing a gold watch that was in his drawer. The one who got fired after he screamed that she touched his shoe with dirty hands. The boy who walked the gate, who got sacked for talking too much when he asked if Chika could greet visitors properly. He had been awful, worse than awful. And now that girl, what was her name? She looked at him with the same disdain those people must have felt, like he wasn't a man, but a boy raised behind curtains. You think you can just walk around looking like money and not get attention? Her voice rang again, this time not insulting, just true. He learned her name from one of the shop boys. Adaeze, he repeated. That's her name. The boy nodded, yes sir. She's Mama Nena's daughter. Graduate, big yellow. Came back from the city after her youth service. Job wahala. Chika blinked. She's a graduate? Yes sir. First class sef from UNN. A graduate? Smart, brave, beautiful. And he had splashed her like she was quarter dead. Suddenly his embarrassment grew roots. He sat in his car, staring at the market square. Something in his chest turned. It wasn't cute. It was beginning of something more painful. Regret. Chika had never had to try. Girls came to him. Women admired him. Even older women in the village would whisper to their daughters, see that one? Obina's son. Rich, handsome. Go and greet him. So when he decided to see Adaeze again, he didn't worry. He showed up outside her compound with a fresh haircut, a designer polo shirt, and a white gift bag, holding an expensive perfume. He had even practiced his smile in the mirror, charming but serious. She opened the gate halfway, looking surprised and suspicious. You again? Chika smiled, peace offering. He lifted the bag. She didn't touch it. What do you want? I just want to talk. I am not selling anything. He chuckled, trying to keep in school. I know, I just wanted to apologize. Properly this time, and maybe get to know you. Adaeze narrowed her eyes. Why? He hesitated. Because you helped me, and you are interesting. Interesting? She repeated. That's new. Usually I get broke or village girl. He scratched his neck, embarrassed. Okay, I may have misjudged you the first time. She folded her arms. Let me guess. You thought I was one of those desperate girls who would throw themselves at your feet for a whiff of your cologne? Chike blinked. She was right, dead right. He said nothing. Adaeze stepped forward. I'm not flattered by perfumes, cars, or empty charm. I've seen enough rich boys who think money is a personality. I'm not like them, Chike said quickly. Oh, she raised a brow. Prove it. He smiled. Dinner? She laughed. You're still missing the point. Then she closed the gate. That night, Chike didn't sleep well. The rejection stung, not because she said no, but because she was right. All his life, he had thought money made him better, more valuable, more deserving of affection and respect. But with Adaeze, money had no power. Not even his charm worked. She didn't want to be impressed. She wanted him to be real. So he stayed watching, from a distance, of course. He saw how she helped her mother in the evenings, fetching water, cooking outside, sitting with old Mama Nena under the mango tree, peeling cassava and chatting. He saw the way she carried herself, proud, strong, graceful, not fake proud, not Instagram proud, real pride, like someone who had survived storms and didn't need saving. And for the first time in his life, Chika didn't feel superior, he felt small. It was the next market day when he saw her again. This time, she was alone picking tomatoes. Didn't come with a gift, no cologne, no driver, just himself in a plain shirt and jeans. He approached quietly. I was terrible to people, he said softly, standing beside her. Not just you, everyone. Adaeze looked at him, silent. I lied. I stole credit. I got people fired for things they didn't do, just because I could. She stared at him, no emotion. I didn't realize how wrong I was until I saw myself through your eyes. Still silent. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just saying, thank you for showing me what I've become. Adaeze sighed and dropped the tomato in her basket. Growth is not a gift, Chika. It's a choice. Words are easy. He nodded slowly. I know. Then she did something unexpected. She smiled. Slightly, just slightly. Let's see if you mean it, she said, picking up another tomato. And Chika, spoiled rich boy of Umolo, reached into the basket and started picking tomatoes beside her. The news spread quickly. Obinna's only son, heir to a small empire, had been seen helping a market woman carry tomatoes. Some said he was under a spell, others said he had fallen madly in love, but the truth was simpler. Chika was changing. He began showing up at his father's construction sites, not to back others, but to observe, to ask questions, to learn. He apologized to the old gate man he once mocked. He stopped shouting at maids. He even helped one sew her torn slipper without announcing it like a performance. And Adaeze noticed, not without tears. She invited him to her family's small farm one Saturday. Wear something simple, she said with a sly grin. He came in jeans and an old polo, no cologne, no watch. They spent hours clearing weed and planting yam. Chika sweated like never before. His hands blistered, his back ached. Yet when Adaeze asked, tired, he smiled and said, just getting started. That evening they sat under a tree, both covered in dust and laughter. You are different now, she said. I am trying to be. You are succeeding. Then came the real test. His parents. They were furious. You want to marry a village girl, his mother shrieked. After all the girls have introduced you to, that you pick cassava with her doesn't make her worthy of this family. She's educated, mom. Smart, honest, everything I was not. Chief Obinna shook his head. You're being emotional. This girl, she's poor. She would drain you. Chika stood firm. She's the only one who ever told me the truth. The only one who saw me for who I really was and didn't walk away. His parents tried bribery, guilt, even threats to cut him off. But Chika didn't bend because for once in his life he was choosing character over comfort. 1 year later, the compound where Chika once fired maids for mistakes now hosted a wedding, a modest one. No imported roses, no foreign caterers, just laughter, palm wine, and love. Adaeze stood beside him, radiant in her simple lace blouse and wrapper, smiling as villagers sang. And Chika, he stood tall, not as a spoiled child, but as a man who had been broken, tested, and remade by the most unlikely force. A village girl with nothing to offer except the truth, and it had been more than enough.